recognized on social media, you need to try what works there, mostly trendy things. So you need to shoot their bunch of demos and then see what gets the most likes. And when a label reaches out to you, hey, do you want to release this song? You need to finish the whole song, and for that you have no time because the label wants it now. So the quality goes bad. And you better keep the hook, the snippet, on the start, so the listener has something to hook on, something to recognize you with.
Like, you're not really losing anything by posting something on TikTok. And if you see a reaction, then even just as a content creator, even without having done music before, you're like, oh, actually, I could also start a musician career. And now there's like super many content creators that like suddenly started making music. And I feel like TikTok definitely also had like a big influence on who calls themselves a musician and how easy it is to like brand yourself as a musician as well.
Somebody calls themselves a musician when they release just few songs on social media or just few demos. Well, for me it's different. For me, musician is someone who releases their songs on streaming platforms or physical media and or goes for live shows or DJ sets. Speaking of live shows, does social media influence also live music industry, like performing and live shows, etc.?
I mean, as concert promoters, I wouldn't say we face the same issue as labels of like getting the artist, signed like instantly, I mean, usually with younger artists, it takes time until they actually sometimes do live shows, even, They usually sometimes they wait for an agent, which their manager or their label will, propose to them. So, I mean, the whole process of actually, an Instagram or a TikTok hype of the music itself and actually booking a show, it takes months, sometimes years. Also, followers on Instagram or TikTok and especially music streaming numbers, they don't necessarily mean sold tickets,
I can wait for you at the bottom. I can stay away if you want me to. I can wait for years if I gotta. Heaven knows I ain't getting over you.
What does social media, piracy and streaming platforms have in common? Well, it made more equal opportunities for the small artist to become bigger, more famous. But also, it shifted the focus towards the brand of the musician rather than their music. And we can see that mostly in rap and pop. But does social media influence only these two genres?
It kind of like directly only affects the genres that work on TikTok. But I feel like by affecting those genres, it's affecting the whole industry. And by affecting the whole industry, the other genres are also affected. I mean, like on TikTok, like pop, hyperpop, like rap, I guess electronic music is like kind of the core of like what works there. Maybe jazz, like not so much. Actually, I'm not sure about metal, but I feel like that also works on TikTok. It kind of like probably depends like on how old your like fan base is. I feel like, yeah, it probably has something to do more with your fan base.
And I wanna kiss you, make you feel alright, but I'm just so tired to share my nights. I wanna cry and I wanna love, but all my tears have been used up.
Social media rewards narcissism. When you share every little story of your day, when you show your face, you'll get rewarded for that. But not everybody wants to be like this. Not everybody wants to have their persona connected with the music alias. So that leads to discrimination of the people that don't want to share the things on socials. And they need to find another way how to reach out and how to get recognized.
I think it encourages the wrong behaviors. Like, because Yuku, what we see it as representing is like patience and, patience in listening. That is not a process that sort of triggers these instant reward functions. If we were to join that competition, it wouldn't really represent what we're about, in a sense.
I was really planning on staying friends, but heard you met some guy, only been a few weeks. How can you be fine? God, you make it look so easy. Well, I'm still caught up on you leaving.
Yes, they do. The fast-paced nature of socials transfers directly onto music labels because they want to release songs that are trendy and that works on socials, and that leads to musicians preferring quantity over quality. And if they release a song from socials on streaming platforms, they better keep the snippet from the socials on the start of the song and keep the song as short as possible, because nobody gives a fuck about the rest of the song. The musician can use the socials as a channel to communicate with their fans. And also, they can use it as a direct feedback, because based on likes, comments and other engagements, they see what demo is performing well and what is worth releasing. And that also applies for music labels, because it is much easier to search for new talents on TikTok or Instagram rather than going for shows. From a listener's point of view, I don't think it's that bright, because we are served what we consume, speaking mainly of TikTok. And we should be more curious about what we consume. You can go to Spotify, your favorite artist, go to related artist and click through the section bunch of times, and you can find obscure artists with a few thousands or even hundreds of monthly listeners, and I bet you will like them. So please, go explore, go find what you like, and I bet that you will fall in love with it. Go.